PA Knitted. Got the Preem team. Y'all come on in here, man. Let's talk about this docu-series. I gotta be the one. I gotta be the one to tell the truth always. It always gets me in trouble. But I'm gonna tell the truth anyway. Like the video. Sandy Garcia was good. He said, we live. What up, what up? Y'all share this joint, man. It's going to be a good one, man. I got some good information. I got some good information for y'all, man. Come on in here and get this. Jason Harris, what's up? Culture of rap era. The dribble is here. A lot of rest in peace E-Money bags in the chat. Y'all share this joint, man, and like it, please, before I get going. It's the land of the knit behind me. The land of the knit. The land of the knitted. He said you didn't like Esco's point of view. It wasn't really Esco's point of view because the story is history. So he's just repeating or giving his account. He's from Queens, telling how it affected him, what he's seen growing up. Scottie Pippen Jr. is balling in the Summer League. Y'all like this video, man. Before I'm gonna wait for some of the a little bit more of the notifications to go out. What's the site for the Nits? www.therealdribble.com. These rappers need to stop telling these stories. Yeah, man, the rappers need to just rap. The rappers need to just rap. Nas isn't a good narrator. His mood is too slow. He's too laid back. He talks slow. He doesn't have no enthusiasm, man. Like Nas wasn't the personality for that. They was better off, because we taking this shit serious, man. They was better off letting somebody who really do that shit, James Earl Jones, or somebody that really do narration. We have to agree. We hear better narration on YouTube. We hear way better narration on YouTube. Shout out to Info Minds. Shout out to Info Minds. Shout out to Al Prophet, myself, Super Wario Brothers. There's more. Doc Hicks TV. He used to get busy. Shout out to the guys that's really, really doing it, man. We got, shout out to Troy Reed. Shout out to the guys that really do documentaries. Now, let me tell you why that shit wasn't no good, in my opinion. No disrespect to the, those involved. Number one, the fucking documentary is about the Supreme Team. It's about a drug organization that was getting money in the projects. Take us to the fucking projects. Take us to the projects. We don't want to see no drone shots flying over the buildings. What, y'all scared? Y'all scared to come down on location? Y'all scared to come down and get into them project buildings and shit? We want to see the staircases where them niggas are selling all them goddamn bottles. We want to see these fucking apartments. We want to go into the fucking Baisley apartment. We don't want to look at that shit from aerial view and all of that. We want to see fucking graffiti. We want to see, Jadakiss is a good narrator. We want to see fucking graffiti. We want to see glass vials and shit. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all telling the story. We don't want to see no new New York City landscape, no new New York City police cruisers. We want to see old police cruisers. We want to see smokers. Where the fucking smokers at? They was getting high back then. The niggas that was washing y'all cars. The barbers that was cutting y'all hair. That shit was no good, man. That shit was no good. Y'all just touched the depth of... Y'all just touched it. Like, we ain't been following this story for the last 30 years. Everybody has given us some of this. Everybody's given us a little bit. 50 Cent gave us a more cinematic production with Ghetto Quran. Ghetto Quran was better than this. It was. This right here, is a picture. A fat cat. That's Fat Cat with the hood. That's Preem sitting down. That's my man Luke Steffen. That's Fat Cat. That's Preem. Pappy Mason. And this is Bimmy. This is Bimmy. We insulted that y'all tried to tell the story without Bimmy. I understand. We understand. Because we watching the Vlad TV interviews. We understand. We watching. We know what's going on. Bimmy might be playing 50 Cent a little bit too close. Or he might be a little bit too cool with him. Gully, you're saying don't waste your time. I'm telling you that this is what happens when white folks get involved. It was directed by Nas and another guy, a Caucasian, I imagine. Nas isn't a director, and that other dude, that white guy, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Just because y'all got brighter lights and bigger cameras than us don't mean that y'all can get out or y'all qualified to tell these fucking stories. It was no good. It was no good. If y'all gonna tell it all. And don't insult us. Don't insult us. We've been reading about the Supreme Team for 30 years. We've been reading about Jail Prince Miller for 30 years. Y'all can't reprogram us. Y'all can't reprogram us. We've read this shit. We've read this shit. Jail Prince Miller is the second coming of fucking Wayne Perry on the East Coast. He is. He is. We want to know about this shit, man. We want to know about this gruesome shit, man. It's a documentary. When they talked about the real 50 Cent on this documentary, they talked about the niggas he robbed, the niggas he shot, people he cut with a razor. Rayful documentary, they showed the nigga Nut killed the boy at the chapter 3, killed one of the Terrells, killed Brandon Terrell at the chapter 3. If y'all gonna tell these stories, y'all got to tell everything that happened because we want to know. We want to know. We want to know. We want to know. That case with them Colombians was too big to suppress. It was too big to suppress. It was too big to suppress. It was too big to be made minute. It was too. We didn't even get a look at the Supreme Team enforcement crew. We should have been introduced to their enforcement crew. The guys that was busting heads, the niggas that had come to see you if you wasn't doing right. We want to know about it. And Detroit, the Young Boys Incorporated, they was called the Wrecking Crew. You feel me? Like these guys have names and shit. Like we want to know about this shit. If y'all gonna put some shit out, y'all got to know its expectations, man. I'm a documentarian. Al Prophet is one. Cavario been writing about this shit forever. Like, there's people who covered this shit way before y'all. Y'all can't just jump in the middle of this shit half-stepping. Y'all can't do that. It was no good. It was no good. The Bimmy part. Bimmy is somebody who, by way of the Supreme Team, he's very identifiable. You see him? He the yellow one. That's him. He's very identifiable. We've been looking at him in pictures forever. He was announced to us as him and Black Just were the portion of the Supreme Team. They were younger than the rest of them niggas. This is the new age Supreme Team within the clique. Black Just and Bimmy. These is the guys who was somewhat of the hip-hop generation and shit, right? Boom. Black Just was killed. One of them is still living. That's Bimmy. Y'all tried to tell the story without him because of, I guess, personal reasons, but it fucked up the whole story. I live behind a camera. I have to coach people into charisma. I have to coach people into charisma, into camera confidence. The brother Shannon and Bing, who was on there, they didn't have it. They didn't have it. Them niggas looked tired. They didn't physically look bad. They just didn't have the camera presence to make this shit good. They looked defeated. Bing looked tired and defeated. And we can't shoot you like that. We can't film you like that, fam. You got to sit up a little bit. You got to give me just a little bit of enthusiasm for just 5 or 10 minutes while we tell this story. Yeah, no Bimmy. Bimmy wasn't in it because, you know, obviously, in my opinion, he has a relationship, some type of relationship with 50 Cent. He spoke about it on Vlad TV. Supreme is in jail, went to jail during a feud with 50 Cent, so to speak, or something like that. I'm pretty sure that Preem got strong feelings about that. He can't hold everybody into that devilishment with him though. Preem's in jail, been in jail. Preem's in jail. Bimmy been out here in society, been being a component in the music and entertainment business and shit. 50 Cent is a power player in this business. These guys might encounter. They might cross paths in business. You feel me? To the point they probably can have a conversation that kind of take the edge off. It's called understanding. So Bimmy probably has an understanding with 50 Cent that isn't appreciated by the rest of the front office at the Supreme team. Bimmy jumped ship long time ago. What you mean he jumped ship? What you mean he jumped ship? You got to explain it, please. Please do. This hip-hop generation, that's us, who be on this internet community, who be online. Before they even did this, we already went to chat rooms years ago, boxed in, just chat rooms and just reading, and people wrote about this shit, man. We know about Puerto Rican Righteous and Robo Just and these, the Puerto Rican guys that was in the Supreme team. Like, I guess they ended up telling, so they left them out the story. You can't leave the rats out the story. They're part of the story. They're a part of the story. They're a part of the calamity. How you gonna leave the calamity out? We need to know who fucking told on you. We need to know what the fuck's going on. For real, for real. It seemed, he said, I hope Nas never does another one of these. It wasn't no good, man. He said, Bimmy been talking good about 50 Cent in interviews for 10 to 12 years now. That might upset the man. That might anger the man. If you bought my book, I spoke to Bimmy a few hours ago. I spoke about this situation before it even happened, before the documentary even came out. I spoke about this situation. This situation been bubbling. It been bubbling. I just didn't know that it was going to come to a head like this, to where he was excluded from the fucking Supreme team story. It ain't no good. It ain't no good. You got to tell. I do documentaries. You got to tell it all. You got to tell it all, man. You got to tell it all. Don't y'all know that Brian Glaze Gibbs been on the internet talking about the Supreme team for 3 years? Crossing T's and dotting his I's. He been talking about the Supreme team for 3 years, giving up good stories. Good stories. They robbed this. They killed Just Me. The Bolden brothers did this. They King of Law kidnapped Mousy. We get more fucking around over that Glaze channel than this bullshit that they just put out. We want to know what the fuck went down. So don't give us no fucking, he said, quick TV money grab. Some bullshit. Some bullshit. I'm not against anybody getting their liberation, getting free, but these are some heavy niggas, man. These are some heavy niggas. He said they need to go more in depth. Seems like it wasn't well thought out. It was just to get a check. Obvious. Don't they know we was watching this shit? We've been reading about this shit. In Don Diva, in Feds Magazine, through books that Cavario did. Chat rooms and shit. It's a lot of these fucking key players that been online and told their stories and shit like that. It's 3 parts to the documentary. You know what I thought was good? Is when they told us that they named the Supreme team. They always said that it came from Supreme's name, Kenneth Supreme McGriff. He was Supreme, and that was the Supreme team. But in the documentary, they said that shit came from the song. Hey DJs, won't you play that song? Keep me dancing all night. That was done by 2 DJs called the world famous Supreme team. And apparently they took it from there. But I thought that was a good rare jewel right there. I was like, damn. And I remember the song and everything. So I was like, that was nice. That was nice. Anything else, I think that was the only revelation that I got. Being that this story is coming from firsthand accounts, we want to hear something that we ain't never heard before. We want to hear something that we never heard before. If it's coming from, firsthand accounts from the key players and shit like that, we want to hear some. We want y'all to come along and make us feel like the shit that we heard was half-ass told us. That we got half-ass stories and shit. Mob Ties did a better job. A lot of people did a better job. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. I believe Irv Gotti is doing a movie on Supreme's life. Glaze could have done it way better. Did Bimmy reject being in it, or did they exclude him? I don't see Bimmy declining being a part of his story. He's a part of the story. Why would he decline? He obviously wasn't asked to participate. He said, what is the show aired on? It's on Showtime. It's called The Supreme Team. It got 3 episodes. Man, y'all got to get y'all dribble right. In a world where did y'all see Rick James documentary? Did y'all see Rick James documentary? Do they know what type of fucking documentaries is being put out into this world these days? Did y'all see Rick James documentary? How the fuck Rick James shit turn out way, way better than the fucking Supreme Team? They got so much shit to talk about. It wasn't no good, man. And Rick James shit was just one documentary. It wasn't no docuseries. It wasn't 3 parts, and then it was just one joint. That Supreme Team documentary is not better than none of Troy Reed's. It's not better than none of them It's not better than the Larry Davis story. I'm talking about as far as entertainment value, playback value. Game Over. The Rich Porter and Alpo story, it's not better than that. It's not better than the Alpo story. It's not better than Scarface for Life, the Razor joint. It's not better than Carlton Hines. None of them joints. How the fuck do you strike out? That's y'all get. That's y'all get. That's y'all get. It's many a niggas run around here doing documentaries and shit. Y'all went to the top. I imagine it was for financial reasons and probably distribution reasons. But I get it. These type of stories can't be contained, though. These type of stories is going to be an inferno wherever they drop that. Y'all fucked that shit up. Y'all fucked that up. It was too much other shit being discussed on there. We want to hear about the fucking Bebos. We want to hear about the Bebos. We want to hear about these fucking Bebos. We want to hear about Pappy Mason and all the ruthless shit he was doing. We want to hear about that. Yeah, they gave us the rated PG version. Can't be serious, man. Y'all ain't showed us no hammers. Y'all show the same foul footage of the motherfucker smoking the fucking pipe that all of us use on our documentaries. Y'all using stock footage that we all use. Y'all using the same stock footage that we all use on the ground level. How the fuck is y'all using that shot with the bitch fucking smoking the pipe with the big glass bowl? We've been looking at that shot for years. And that shot might have came from Queens, but we used it. We've been using it forever. He said in photos from Instagram, shit that we already seen, we already had. I spoke to somebody about that. They said, man, it's hard to hide them pictures and shit from y'all, man. Like, you niggas just doing your journalism and shit, y'all come up with it, y'all get to it. So there's not many pictures that y'all didn't get to. So they say. I'm not dissing. That shit's trash. That shit's trash, man. I was disappointed, man. I went and got me some good reefer, got me some good breakfast and shit, brunch, laying around and shit. You know what I'm saying? Prepared myself, cleaned up, vacuumed and shit, you know. About to watch this Supreme Team joint, man. Cut the AC on and shit. Got a real groovy scene, right? Cut that shit on. I'm like, the fuck is this? The fuck is... When it didn't take off from the door... Do y'all know what the fuck they putting out here right now? Have y'all been that them niggas that did that documentary? Because I noticed, and I know y'all noticing it too. A lot more white people are doing gangster documentaries. Go look. Motherfucker talking about the war in the Bronx, all that shit that's going on, all the killings in the Bronx, FBG, Duck, all of that. A lot of white guys doing that shit now. I know y'all seen them. Trap Lord, something shit. They all doing it now. You feel me? So they've taken interest in our content. They've taken interest. If they don't have... Y'all can't... Man, listen. Y'all can't be... The makers of this fucking Supreme Team, John. I don't know the other guy named Esco. Y'all can't be letting 9-to-5ers outdo y'all, man. For real, man. Y'all, for real. And I'm not here to promote myself. I do documentaries. I'm not here to promote myself. My murder unit shit better than that. My murder unit shit better than that. It is. It is. You dig what I'm saying? He said, I knew that documentary was going to be weak. I think I even messaged it. Your take on it really made me disappointed because you do have to put everything out there. Macapolis stories on IG. I just was on the phone with Macapolis. I said, my nigga, your posts on IG was better than that be better than the documentary, more informative. Just the posts on IG raised more eyebrows. Then I can't believe that they took that shit all the way to the front office and failed terribly, terribly. Nobody going back to watch that shit. Ain't nobody even really talking about it like that. Ain't nobody talking about it except me and Glaze. Glaze got a reason to talk about it. He was associated with them niggas some type of way. Me, and it means nothing to nobody else. Means nothing to nobody else. That's fucked up. Y'all tried to leave Bimmy out and fucked it up. If y'all include Bimmy like you're supposed to, that adds more dimensions to the story. And not only that, the documentary was called The Supreme Team. It was some major players in those pictures, man. We wanted to know about Jughead and Mike Bones and Civilized and, you know, Baby Wise. And it was a lot of people, a lot of shit that was missing, man. Don't they know don't they know that we've read about this shit? Don't they know that we had some expectations? I'm sitting here like, man, I can't wait till they start talking about these Colombians, man. This nigga done put plastic bag over these niggas' head, killed everybody, took the bricks, lunatic shit. I can't wait to check this shit out. I know it's gonna be graphic. Womp, womp, womp. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. He said, I just knew they were gonna talk more about Pappy Mason. Me too. Me too. Somebody that hasn't been spoken of much. Not a lot of pictures out here of him. We would have thought that there would have been more pictures of Pappy Mason. Yeah. Maybe the other parts will be better. It's over with. They all out. All 3 parts is out. It's over. Just like that. That shit is like an album with no hang time. Y'all like this? The Guy Fisher joint was better. The King of Kings. They did a documentary some years ago called King of Kings. It was about the Corleys and, you know, Little Fat Cat, Supreme. That was better than this. That was better than this. King of Kings is still on YouTube. You can go back and find it. That's more of a documentary. Y'all doing a documentary about the Supreme Team. We want to be on Guy Brewer when y'all talk about 50 Cent. Go out there with the cameras and show us what that shit look like. We want to be at Baisley Projects. We want to be there. We want to see that shit. We want to see that shit. We want to go back to that. We want to see that shit. We want to see that shit. Where the fucking pictures of the old cars at? Where the pictures of the cars at? Where the fucking Cadillacs, Sevilles and the 98s and all of that shit niggas was driving in 83 and shit like that. You feel me? They worked their way up to the Benzes and the foreigns and shit like that. We want to see all of it. Go watch Tougher Than Leather. Them niggas was driving big Cadillacs and shit. They was in Queens. We want the authentic shit. We know that this isn't the authentic shit. We know it wasn't. He said, facts, they ain't even go outside the jacks. Nah. There's some people that ain't never been in fucking projects. We want to see it. It's a documentary. We want to fucking see it. I be going to other fucking countries to bring y'all a story. These niggas won't even go in the project building. You know why? Because the white folks is involved. They didn't want to go. They didn't want to go. They didn't want to go in them projects. Bring the cameras in the projects. Come on out here, man. You talking about these people's story. Come on out here. And if you went to the projects, you know what? They would have ran into, oh, that's such and such right there. He was out here when we had this shit under siege. Hey, man, come on over here and talk about this shit. Come on over here and talk about this shit, man. It was terrible. Y'all liked it. He said they knocked the dribble. Could never be the dribble. Could never, never, never. And I can't even believe I'm that nice. I'm that nice. I'm nicer than networks. I'm nicer than networks. All of the documentaries we've seen, Rayful Edmond, My Haitian Jack joint, The Real 50 Cent joint, Larry Davis joint, all of them was better than this. They dropped the fuck out the ball. If I'd have did it, I'd have talked about each of them Supreme Team niggas individually. Talked about Bimmy. You dig what I'm saying? How the Supreme Team was built, like Voltron. Talk about Bimmy, why he was chosen, where he from, his background. Boom. Talk about Just, da-da-da-da-da. What he's, all of his traits. Black nigga, fly nigga. Throw that shit on, ran with Rich Porter, them, da-da-da-da-da. When Preem was away in jail, he was... They didn't do it, man. They didn't do it, man. They didn't do it. They thought that only... Oh, that footage of LL Cool J, that was rare, and that was dope as a motherfucker. That footage of LL Cool J at, I think it was Supreme's birthday party. Supreme or Prince's birthday party. LL Cool J was in that shit. That was wild. The promotion was weak. Alpo taking over the phone was more entertaining. Oh, Alpo talking over the phone was more entertaining. Facts. Would you take the bag from one of the big cable networks to do a documentary and give fire? Put out fire. Put out fire. You said give me a bag of money, right? That mean I can go cash the check and put it all in a pillowcase and lay back and edit my head on my bag of money. I'll put out classics. I'll put out classics. All I need is about 2-3 weeks. Straight up. Straight up. Fire. And y'all watch my shit. Y'all watch my shit. Straight up. Alan, I forget his name. Big City Crime TV. Y'all heard him do the narration on my joint about the New World of Islam. The New World of Islam. Big City Crime TV. That's a narrator. That's a narrator. He said LL Cool J was gangster. Ladies love Cool J. He's a lover. You dig what I'm saying? He just happened to be on the spot. He was in the party that night. King of Kings is better. Yes, I said that. The FBI episode on Core TV. Yeah, they got episodes on fucking on they got Supreme Team joints on Core TV. Esco didn't even seem interested in this. Esco has no... I wouldn't have filmed him like that. I'd have said, nah, so cut. My nigga, you got to sit up in a chair a little bit. I need you to project your voice, and I need you to talk about this shit, man, like you interested in it, man. Like that line Nas said, worshiping every word them rope rocking niggas gave me. I need that. When you speak of the Supreme Team, speak of these rope rocking niggas, man, and come out of the sincere from belly roll, the laid back. Come on out of that for just a minute to tell this story, man. That's what the director does. They ain't telling him, yo, you got to sit up out the chair, my nigga. That's my responsibility. I won't even shoot a nigga if I don't like what he's wearing. I won't even shoot a nigga if I don't like what he's wearing. I don't give a fuck if he's famous. You ain't about to fuck my shit up, my nigga. You should tilt your hat this way, or you... I have to do it this way because I'm responsible for giving y'all dope. You feel me? I'm not crazy. I'm responsible for giving y'all dope. The content I put out, it got to look like me and shit. You feel me? Because I introduced this to y'all. I can't bring y'all no foreign shit here. You can't be on here dressing fun. I done gave niggas their money back. There was niggas who came to my platform for me to promote their projects and shit. I've had to tell niggas, my nigga, them beats ain't no good, fam. Them beats ain't. I've had to tell people, I can't interview you. Niggas try to pay me $1,500, $1,200, you know. I can't interview you. You don't have any history. I can't make you relevant. You feel me? It's impossible. It's hard to do for me to get on here and talk about you when you ain't put in no work. You know what I mean? I've had to tell people that. So I'm not going to give y'all some shit that ain't no good. That shit wasn't no good. They shouldn't have gave that up. That shit was about prison reform. That shit was about getting jail Prince Miller out of jail. If they let him out, more power to him and his family. God bless him. But I need to say this. We don't need prison reform. They need to stop talking about jail reform. We don't need prison reform. Ain't nothing wrong with the prisons. Ain't nothing wrong with them. I've been there. Ain't nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with the prisons. They correct people and send your ass home, and you have your shit together. The reform needs to be for society. Society needs to be reformed. You feel me? The citizens, people on the streets need to be fucking reformed and shit. And if you reform motherfuckers on the streets, you don't have to worry about prisons being filled with these dysfunctional motherfuckers. There was a guy on there that said, I was in the federal system. Some niggas can't read and write. You need reform of human beings. You need reform of citizens. You need to make general society better. Reform society. Reform in prison. Ain't nothing wrong with the jails. Ain't nothing wrong with the jails. It ain't. We've watched shows on National Geographic. We've seen fucked up jails. We've seen inhumane treatment. We've seen that. Right? We've seen that. Jails in the United States, niggas got laptops and shit like that. Stop it with that. Stop it with that. They need to reform. We need to work on reforming society. Straight up. But that documentary wasn't no good. I'm disappointed. Bim, I'm disappointed. They shouldn't have left you out, my nigga. They shouldn't have left you out, man. They can't tell the story without you, man. There's people who identify the Supreme Team with Bimmy. It wasn't supposed to, it didn't have to turn out like that. He's the yellow nigga. He the light-skinned one. We gonna notice that he wasn't on there. He not in jail. He's not in jail. He's not dead. Why he wasn't on there and shit. That's him right there. Don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. He said Bimmy could tell his version now. They told a good portion of it when they told his portion of the Hip Hop Uncovered documentary. The Hip Hop Uncovered documentary, Haitian Jack and Bimmy's episodes was the ones that was good. You dig what I'm saying? I seen they used that picture of him. I know I seen that picture of him with Run DMC. They used that. I noticed. I peeped that. I peeped that. They used that picture of him with Run DMC. Oh man! If you're gonna tell it, man, tell it all, man. You got to tell it all, man. You can't do that like that. He said Gully got the Supreme Team in a picture frame. Anybody who's recorded in my office, ask some of these artists. I got JBM, Preem Team. You know, you're not gonna come in my spot and see pictures of Al Capone and niggas like that. We got this is the Bimster. I'm on live. I'm gonna call you right back. All right. This shit made its way around the room. That's Bimmy right there. Oh, nigga, what you doing? Hey, man, if you come across Gully TV play, I have to tell y'all what's authentic, man. That's what separates me from everybody else. No sugarcoat. This is Gully TV. You feel me? Gully TV, hip-hop, sports, and fashion. In history. And you're like, yeah, hip hop, sports, and fashion. These niggas gave a lot of contributions to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? If you go look at them videos and shit, them old videos when they was in the club, you see who had on all the jewelry and shit like that. It was these guys right here. He said he on it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. I want to take this call. I ain't gonna be on here much longer. I gave them niggas bars. I told y'all the truth. It ain't no good. I'm looking forward to more Supreme Team joints. Just a couple other joints coming up. A couple other brothers I know got some joints coming out about Southside Queens and shit, and they gonna tell it the right way. But as far as right now, them niggas should thank 50 Cent. They should thank 50 Cent for putting them niggas in Ghetto Quran, because as of right now, he the only one that represented them right. 50 Cent the only one that represented them niggas right. Esco didn't do it. Esco didn't do it. 50 the one that represented them niggas right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they couldn't walk in them shoes, man. The director was terrible. You interviewing Irv Gotti and these niggas in these fucking Airbnbs or these apartments and shit. Take these niggas to Queens. Take these niggas to Southside. Why are you interviewing these niggas in apartments and shit like that? Why the fuck y'all ain't walking through the projects, Esco? It's a documentary, right? Why ain't you walking through that courtyard, man, of the fucking Baisley projects, man? Like, damn, so this is where it was at? The parking lot. All our cars used to be parked right here, man. Right here on this strip, right here. What the fuck? What the fuck? You got to interview them niggas on location. Terrible. Terrible. Stay in y'all place. They spoke about the Supreme Team like they was Pepsi Cola or some shit like that. The documentary that they did for the Supreme Team could have been about Campbell Soup or some shit. It could have been, because they womp, 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 womp. They could have been talking about ketchup. Straight up. There was no separation, man. There was no, Don't y'all know we did this before, y'all? Get y'all dribble right. I'm about to get up out of here, man. I came and I made my point. I know everybody got it. You dig what I'm saying? Follow me on IG at I am Gully TV. I got PA knits all crazy, man. Get you one, man. Year round, fly shit. Wild colorways. Come through and get right. Nah, I should have had Gully direct the documentary. I'm a professional. He 100% should have had me. Nigga, you could have still put your name on it. You can't be putting out bad dope. Y'all need to go and start asking around the room who the best nigga doing this style of media. When y'all get to putting y'all hands on shit like that, who the best niggas at this shit? Straight up. Who the best niggas at this shit? Who's most well read on this shit? Who got the contacts? I'm out of here, man. I made my point. Hip-hop, sports, and fashion, the real Gully TV. Y'all know where to get it at. Go watch the documentary, man. And then after y'all done with that shit, go watch some real shit. Info Minds, Gully TV, fucking Mechacopolis, what's the Pop-A-Lot, Pop-A-Lot is this, yeah. Go watch some real shit. Rare reports from New Orleans. There's people that's really doing this shit. Them niggas with that weak shit, think y'all was gonna upstage us, try to come and jump in our lane. Y'all failed terribly. Peace.